Okay, guys, I was going to review this Cold Creek cold tub. However, I couldn't find it in the building. So I called Sam and I said, Sam, where is this? I want to test it out. I want to review it. Apparently, he stole it. He took it back to his house and he said, Linz, don't worry. I know everything I need to know about this cold tub. So we're actually surprising him. We drove to his house. We're going to actually test Sam's knowledge and see, does he actually know everything he needs to know about this cold tub? Test it out ourselves and then give you guys the full review. So let's go surprise him. Sam, are you surprised?
Lindsay, I'm always surprised when you show up to my house.
This is actually the first time I've showed up to your house.
That's true.
I didn't know where it was. Okay, so you stole this?
I did. Well, to be fair, we got it back in February. We did some testing on it in the facility.
We get so many cold tubs, though. It's hard to like...
We have probably 30 cold tubs in the facility right now.
So
one taking up this much space, because it does take up a substantial amount of space,
sure,
as opposed to a inflatable.
Sure. I mean, even thinking like the mod tub is smaller than this.
Yeah.
And I'm curious like what the dimensions are compared to like the mod tub, because obviously this has a built-in chiller mechanism. So really this is your tub.
Yeah, your tub area I think is definitely smaller than what the mod tub is.
Yeah.
Which we can just...
I don't really love how the lid...
Would you prefer this hard lid over like the soft lids?
Yeah, I prefer a hard lid, but you pointed out this already.
Yeah. So now granted, it's summertime here in Missouri. So we hit, anywhere between 95 to 102.
And 100% humidity.
With 100% humidity. Sometimes it's 110% humidity. Yeah. However, this is something that happens anytime you have a black plastic. So call out to Cold Creek tubs, maybe think about a different color, like white. White reflects heat really well. I have road cases. So a great example is if I put road cases on the old trailer back there and go do a show, something like that, and it's in the middle of the day that we're hauling stuff, my road cases will always bubble. Now the plastic goes back once it cools down, but it always gets a bubble in it like this. This is just simply a plastic cover with this like foam board over it. It's been outside for about, 5 months now? 4 months now? Something like that. Technically, it is a 5-year warranty. So if I called them, they would replace this.
Yeah.
However, it's just going to happen again because it's black plastic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that, like, the counterpoint to that is, like, what we see with the Sun Home is that it's all black. So if you set it outside, it gets really hot to the touch.
Yep.
So this, you don't have that problem because they have this, like, foaming around it. It probably doesn't feel hot when you're getting in.
You have the foaming around it, and then plastic just absorbs heat better than metal does.
Yeah.
Metal more so radiates heat.
Okay, so then it's also plastic
on the inside of
the tub,
which to me is a plus. And now I'm a little bit more of like
a weenie.
A weenie.
Okay.
Don't love
saying it.
Yeah. Call me a dick. It's fine. I don't personally love metal cold tubs, and the reason why is that you can't get warm. Inside of a metal cold tub.
I said the other day on a video, I said, imagine drinking out of like a steel cup filled with ice.
Yeah.
It's so jarring versus like a plastic filled with ice. It's just better.
It radiates cold.
Yes. Do you know what the temperature range in this one is?
I believe drops all the way down to 39, and then I believe you can turn it up to maybe in the 70s.
Okay.
In there.
So not hot and not like super cold, but most people are looking for that middle range anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not an ice tub.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a cold tub.
Okay, let's look at the chiller because you were telling me a little bit about the chiller.
Yeah.
And it's different. They've set up their product differently than other.
Their product is different, and this is why. So they decided to start creating cold tubs, but they're a plastics company. So what's kind of cool about like what they did is it's almost like a hybrid where they didn't go to some manufacturer in China and say like, oh, we want to design this tub this way. No, they designed the tub itself and then figured out a way to hook up piping, your chiller, how the power was going to work, everything like that based off of their design. So like if you look at like the metal grates here, which provide your airflow to the chiller.
And this is like, it's different because when I'm thinking about the plunge all in, they've designed the chiller in the unit. Yeah. Even though this looks like...
Same thing with the Sun Home sauna. It's a custom built, essentially, refrigerator.
This looks like it's an all-in-one, but you actually have a separate chiller in there.
Yeah, you actually have a separate chiller in there, which actually is kind of nice. I was thinking about it the other day because it's like, I mean, we don't know yet because cold tubs have not been on the market long enough for like us personally to like run them for 5 years and see like how the chillers are going to do. The great thing about this is this seems to be like an aftermarket chiller, standard chiller that you would get with some of your blow-up cold tubs or some of like the desert style.
Desert plunge or even Mod Pod or something.
Yeah, Mod Pod, something like along those lines. And it's just sitting in there. And so that gives you the ability to like switch it out and upgrade it.
Because this is a half horsepower chiller.
It is a half horsepower.
So really, if you wanted to like MacGyver something, you could get a full horsepower.
Yeah.
Potentially even getting the water colder if you wanted to, turn it into an ice bath.
And or flip side of that, you know, we're starting to see some chillers come out now. They go up to like 108 degrees.
Yeah, it's insane.
If you wanted to turn this into a hot tub, you could buy a different chiller. You know, it's this one went out on you in a few years, which I will say, they have some great warranties. Like the tub itself has a 5-year warranty. The chiller, I believe, has 2-year.
Okay.
Somewhere in there, which is better than we see, especially on the chiller.
I feel like most chiller sides are 1 year to 2 years right now.
Yeah.
So what about the filtration system? Is it like...
Filtration system is beefy. Look at this boy.
Is it 20 microns?
Well, it's a 20-inch filter, and yes, I believe it's also 20 micron. And if you look at it too, like essentially, again, they're a plastics company that made a cold tub. So like these right here, you can buy at Lowe's. These are just your intake vents that you would have for an HVAC system in your house. This pump is a standard pump that you can buy off of Amazon or really anywhere. That's really creating the water pressure and the water flow. This is just foam wrapped PVC pipe. This is just a spigot that you would like buy at Lowe's and Teflon tape in so that you can drain the...
I was gonna say, that's really nice because you could, if you wanted to keep this inside, connect just like a garden hose to it and drain it outside.
Yeah, run it outside, which is something like a lot of them don't have. They don't have a good, they have like a drain plug, but she's gonna drain all over the floor or the ground.
Well, that's the thing is like, they say indoor, outdoor, and they have drain spouts at the bottom, but it's so hard to connect a garden hose to that bottom portion of the tub if you do keep it inside. So having this up higher is really, really nice.
It works great. I do think they really thought through like the tub side of things with this one. I don't know that we'll be able to see it. We can drain it here in a little bit if we want to, but down here at the very bottom is where the intake is. So it goes in down there, comes out right here. Yeah. The intake itself is sloped kind of like this and then has a plastic filter over it. So whenever you're draining it, all that stuff, all of the water gets there, not like 90% like we see with a lot of cold tubs. And then you can just unscrew that little plastic filter, spray it off real quick, put it back on, and then go ahead and refill your tub.
The dimensions on this exterior, 66 inches long, 33 inches wide, 35 inches high, and then the interior is 41 inches long, 25 inches wide, and then 29 inches high. The interior, for whatever reason, seems smaller to me, but that's actually pretty comparable to a lot of cold tubs.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm close to 6 foot, somewhere between 5'4" and 6'2". Hard to say on the day, depending on how bad my back is that day.
6 foot. You're not 6 foot. Okay, so how is moving it? Like, was it hard to move? It says that the tub itself, when not filled with water, is 170 pounds.
Yeah, so here's the cool thing. Because the chiller that's where most of your weight is. Okay. So because the chiller detaches from the system, it's literally you just have your 2 hoses that you clamp on or actually screw on and then plug it in whenever you get it. If you needed to pick this up and like move it to a new house or out to your shop or like whatever, you could take the chiller out and that's going to probably drop the weight by like 60 pounds.
Okay, so we're looking like 110, 120 pounds.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Which you can like definitely grab on to this side to move it easily. Is there anything over on the other side or no?
There's not anything over on the other side.
Oh.
But it's light enough where you can pick up the unit and like easily be able to carry it with one person on each side. With this, the way they ship it is actually upright on its end. So it's on a single pallet where like you could go buy a $60 dolly from Harbor Freight. Let's say it gets dropped off at the end of your driveway. You go buy a $60 dolly from Harbor Freight, wheel it down or inside your house to like wherever you're wanting it to be at. And then the chiller is sitting essentially upright inside of this area.
Oh,
so you pull the chiller out, lay it down, and then roll the set the chiller inside.
So this comes with the chiller, but you could upgrade the chiller if you wanted.
You could upgrade the chiller if you wanted. It's just a much easier shipping technique because you can take the chiller out as opposed to
having to keep it in one.
Yeah, as opposed to being one unit and you having to weigh that extra 60, 80 pounds, like whatever the chiller weighs.
Do you remember the cost point on this? I remember you told me it was like around $5.
Yeah, I think they technically are at, I want to say like $5,400, $5,300, somewhere in there. They seem to constantly be running a sale of somewhere around $500 off.
Oh yeah, so
$500 off. Or I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's $5,499, and then it said use the code CREEK for an extra $550 off.
Yeah.
Of this one.
Yeah. So now you're sitting under $4K for an all-in-one,
but not free shipping.
Not free shipping.
Yeah.
You got $250 on shipping.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I like that it's all in one. I mean, I have the plunge all in at my house. I would say the only other one that I like that doesn't have the chiller built in is the Mod Pod, and that's because they've done this backing to cover all of the hoses and stuff. But most other cold tubs that you have like 5 feet of hose coiled around some back. All right, what's the temp set at, Sam?
I honestly don't remember. I actually just changed the water this weekend.
Hold on, should I guess based off feel how accurate I'd be?
Guess.
I'm gonna say it's like 52, 53.
You're close.
Am I?
Kind of.
What is
59 currently.
Oh, it feels cold.
Yeah, it does. And I think part of that is, especially with it being like, what is it, 90 degrees today?
Yeah.
Something like that. It has, so essentially within this plastic, they actually do 4 inches of spray foam.
Okay. Which keeps the water really cold.
That's Yeti.
And
that's like a Yeti cooler.
I keep saying the Mod Pod, but that was the same. The walls of the insulation are so thick.
Yeah.
They had a 1/4 horsepower chiller, didn't have to run that often, and the water felt so cold.
Yeah, yeah. And that's not something you're ever going to get out of a boil tub.
Do you know if this chiller kicks off when it reaches 39 degrees?
It does.
Okay, so Sam, are you getting in it first or am I getting in it first?
Hold 2 people?
We should try.
We should try it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Wait, I need a towel.
Okay, I can get a toss. Cut.
I didn't bring anything. That actually, it's so hot out. It feels so good.
Yeah. 59 seems to be, and I typically come out at nighttime too.
This is actually lovely.
Yeah, and so I'll sit here, put on some music, and just freaking stare out.
Oh. Yeah, Sword could fit in this.
Yeah. People fit in this, like, just
for sure.
I never even thought about saying this way, because I always say long ways.
Well, one person would say long ways. Yeah. But I feel like otherwise armies would keep touching.
Yeah. Gross, cooties. This one, don't want to get hurt knees.
This is great. This feels cold. I'm not even sitting fully down. If I were to sit fully down on my butt, like, my chin would be underwater.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty deep.
It is. Yeah.
And then the 2 people come. So, like, you and Adelaide, you ever come out here?
No.
She's not
I haven't done a duo yet. Just have a dip out. I'll do about typically like 8 to 10 minutes, roughly speaking, at 59 degrees.
Adelaide's just shaking her head right now. It's hard to see.
You want to see? You want to see if you can get it? Yeah, you can play Three's Company. Come on. 59.
It's not too bad. No. And like the water won't hurt this foam?
No. I mean, again, this is what they put on ski dunes. So it's like used to being out in the water all the time. Yeah. I will say it dries out very quickly too, because it's a very dry foam.
I think that the thing that I'm shocked by is that when you like open up the lid, it doesn't feel very big. And then you're sitting in it and you don't realize like how I'm still not at the bottom. For $5,500.
Yeah.
That's actually great.
Most of the time you can get it for under $5,000.
Under $5,000.
Like right around $5,000 with shipping.
This is great.
Half the cost, sometimes more than half the cost, depending on which all-in you're looking at. It is, and I do love the fact, like, it's very DIY-ish.
Yeah.
Like outside the pour of the tub itself, and the foam, like how they set up the plumbing, how it's just like kind of You got a power strip from Kmart in there. You got a Christmas timer from the 1990s that you got to dial in to turn your tub off and on if you want to. Fine, there's no digital tech. That's okay. It means your cold tub isn't going to fry you one day if AI takes over.
When they take over.
When they take over.
So we just got done sitting in the tub separately together, talked about it. Guys, what did you name this tub? And I would agree.
The most slept on cold tub ever.
Yeah, this is a slept on all-in-one cold tub. I'm actually very impressed with this, mainly because it works so well. You know what it reminds me of is like how Concept 2 runs their company, where all of the parts are replaceable, so it's going to last you a really long time.
Yeah.
This is a good one, half the cost.
More than half the cost, sorry.
Yeah, so this is great. Cold Creek Cold Tub.
Yep.
All right.
Cold Creek tubs.
This has been Lindsay and Sam with Garage Gym Reviews. Peace.